Here from Expats with the Good Morning Portugal show. How are you? It is, of course. Let's just, well done, Andrea. Ahead of us there. Let's give this a little bit of a spin. You know what time it is?
Filomena Friday.
Everybody at home now?
Filomena Friday.
It is, of course, Filomena Friday. Let's say hello to a few people, see how you're doing. Got a few pictures to show, and our guest is just getting ready in Miranda. Limbering up to join us on the show. Deagle McKillen. Oh, no, Deagle. Bon dia, Carl. Should be 7 sleeps to get to Portugal in Belfast over there where you are, Deagle, of course. But both the Minister of Home Affairs and I tested positive for COVID. Are you connected in some way? But it's not funny. Flu symptoms. They're both double-jabbed NHS workers. So it looks like are you going to be okay? Have you got to quarantine? Is it for 10 days or 14 days? Has that ruined your plans? So sorry to hear that, Deagle. Be careful, everyone, is the word coming from Belfast this morning. So sorry to hear of that news, Deagle. Fingers crossed for a speedy recovery. Hope you're better soon. And the Minister of Home Affairs, of course. Thunderduck is here. Bon dia, alegria. Feliz sexta-feira. It's putting the sex in. Sexta-feira. Us sexy lot and Filomena and Mac are... doing the very same, and we'll be talking to them too. Oh, what's going on in the green room? So sorry to hear, Deagle. Please take care and get better soon. Filomena seems to be punching Mac. Should I be worried? Good morning, everyone from João F. Wish you all the best. A lovely picture from João F this morning. Look at these beautiful motor cars. Mac might be interested in this. More distinguished gentleman action going on here of a different kind with the motor cars rather than the motorbikes, which I think Mac is famous for in his neck of the woods. But isn't that beautiful? And while we're on the picture deck, here he is. Here's the man. Look at what? GMP on the baseball cap. I don't know, there might be a merchandise legal battle. So Gene is also saying hi from New Jersey this morning with this lovely postcard. Do send postcards in. We love this. These virtual ones are really good that we can show. Greetings from Asbury Park in New Jersey. Great to be with you on the Expats Portugal Plan Group last night, Gene. And a couple of pics from me this morning. San Martinho de Porto Bay. Let me do that again. San Martinho de Porto Bay. Bit misty this morning, as you can see. Jimmy Chu loved it. Let him off the lead on the beach this morning, and he absolutely loved it. He ran into town and then ran back again, the little rascal. But isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Some of that seaweed there, Mrs. M will want for the, I was going to say for the garden. It's a yard, but she'll want to put some of that seaweed inside the raised beds or pots or whatever solution we find for growing our food here. João F, Stephen was bon dia, Antonio F, bon dia. Take care from Antonio F. He's saying to Deagle there, midlife crisis, Eusebio say bon dia. Quem busca tranquilidade e almoços prolongados. So a long breakfast. And what is a busca tranquilidad? But anyway, good greetings we can tell on this Filomena Friday there. And Jim White's here from Baltimore in the US. How are you doing, Jim? Thanks for all the good wishes, says Deagle. Okay, and he's back in the country. Bon dia todos. Greetings from a hot and sunny Lisbon. I bet that's a relief, isn't it? Better than Gatwick, right? Francis is here from Cape Town, South Africa. Bon dia alegria todos. Happy Friday! And then lots of shouting in the comments. Look at this. It's a cold weather report from Cape Town. Is it cold? Cold and coldy, windy and moody in Cape Town today. Okay, let's welcome onto the screen our very special guest from Miranda de Corvo. Hello, folks. How are you?
Hola, bon dia, alegria.
Hola, bon dia, alegria.
Bon dia, Algeria. What?
Wrong show, Mac. Wrong. Look. There we go. That's better. That's better.
Yeah.
Now, Mac, we're going to talk about your international club. I hear a British accent there. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Yeah, of course you hear a British accent. It hasn't worn off yet.
How long have you been here in Portugal?
Nearly 10 years now.
Wow. Okay. What's Portuguese like?
Oh, excellent. Yes, yes, I'm first class. Yes.
In fact, you take
In
some
fact, my
official.
He
Portuguese is
speaks a lot. He speaks a lot in Portuguese.
my Portuguese is now better than Filomena's.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So sometimes when she can't do a class, you do it for her. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
What? GMP mugs as well. Oh no, the merchandise battle has begun. Look, I've got one of those as well. Look at that. All that.
Yeah, but that's not a real one.
All right, Mac. Oh no. Okay. All right. You take my mug and raise me a cap there. All right. Fair play. So yes, tell us about yourself then. I think you're a bit of a legend in Central Portugal, right? And
I don't think so. No, I don't know anything about any legends. In Central
well,
Portugal.
that's what Filomena said. So
No,
tell us about your
I've
story.
been living here now for nearly 10 years, and I think I've acclimatized.
Yes.
I like to think of myself as Portuguese now.
Yeah.
When he speaks, he always says "we" and in our country and things like that.
Beautiful. And when you say you like to think you're Portuguese, apart from using the royal we and so on, how has that manifested itself in your daily or lifestyle habits?
That's a very difficult question.
Sorry.
Well, I try to get involved in Portuguese activities. We come to a country that we like, and we like the country because of the way it is. So I want to be the way it is. We join in with things that we do. The marches, don't we? Mm-hmm. I think Filomena spoke marches. She calls them marches, but you know, she's learning. You know. And we do Vindima. Do you know about Vindima? You do Vindimas?
The great picking, of course. Yes. Yeah. And you set up an international club like this. So what's the story here?
The story there, that's an old school in Avelar, which is a town near here, that's abandoned, as are many buildings in Portugal now, because a few years ago, the Portuguese government did the rationalisation of schools. There were schools with only 10 kids in them or something, so they centralised them. So there's a lot of buildings like that. That was a primary school in Avelar. It's in the centre of Avelar, and it's empty. And the Portuguese government has a policy of allowing people to take over the buildings if you have something to do. So we approached Inácio, the president.
Ancião.
Inácio, not Ancião, not look. Inácio.
Okay.
It's not Ancião, Inácio.
It's all the time. It's like this. So
I'm glad you've got that sorted out.
I'm trying to help. You know,
I can see that, Mac, and she's not being very grateful, is she?
No.
Go on.
She's all right. She learns, you know. Yeah. So we approached the president and said that we wanted to start an organisation, Club International. The principle of the club was to draw together foreigners of all nationalities and basically try and help them to integrate into society and contribute to the society. You know, we often see the festivals and the things going on, and they're all done by the local people. But we are now the local people. So it's up to us to do some things. So we approached the president and they said, if you form an association, you can take over the building. So we took over the building. We did quite a lot of things. We had a Fado night. I think there's some pictures in there somewhere.
Let's have a look. Yeah, absolutely. You've done some amazing things here by the look of it. Is that a film night you do as well?
That was a cinema night. Yeah, that's inside the building. We painted that wall white and then just put a projector up. Projector supplied by PP Property, a local estate agent.
Nicely done.
So we did some films in there. That's a barbecue. Actually, I think that's the day of the. Well, I don't know. It could be different. But yeah, there's a barbecue. Oh, that's Tony. Tony in the middle there. Who is a very well-known local person. He's the.
He's Portuguese.
Yeah, he's Portuguese, and he's the manager of Meo Super in Avila, and he supplies British goods. He buys in lots of British foodstuffs like brown sauce and bird's eye trifle and Aunt Bessie's apple pies, all that kind of stuff. So mayo super in Avila. Yeah.
Well, actually, yes, that's a good point. So anyone who's visiting Central Portugal should go to Avila, go to the Mayo Super, ask for Tony and say, we've seen you on the telly, Tony. Thank you for and can I have some baked beans?
If you ask him nicely, he might set up your local store.
Very good. Okay.
No, he really, Tony, of course, the British call him Tony, but he's Tony. And Tony supplies several little shops and supermarkets around, in Central Portugal, a bit everywhere. Here in Miranda too. In Miranda, in several parts of other towns.
Now that's not Tony, is it? This is your father.
It could be, but it's not.
No, that's the Fado group from Condeixa, and they volunteered to help us out. They're professional, but they came along to the school as a kind of a fundraiser. We did an event where we charged people to come in, and we cooked them food, and we did a Fado show. Fado is a traditional Portuguese music. It's a bit of an acquired taste, but it's very technical with the instruments and that. And they perform, and they volunteered to come to us for free as a sort of help the club out. So we did, that's the tables there. We did food. We all cooked food and had a nice evening. It was a successful evening. And that's on the school grounds. That's in the grounds of the school, the building that we got from the camera.
Well, I bet the camera are delighted they lent you the building, because this is looking brilliant. So here are the marchas that you were talking about earlier.
Popular. See, yeah. Apparently, certain saints are more popular than others. I'm not sure how that works, but we march to celebrate the popular saints. But that's another. Those are the things that we made.
Yeah. The sardines.
There's an interesting point there, though. Being a local person, we do local things. Now, this is something that local people do. And a couple of years ago, they were putting out a call for, we need to put together a team to do the marches. And there's about 40 or 50. How many is in the gang?
About 40. And then other people helping.
The demographic of Portugal is that some people are going away to find fame and fortune in other countries, and other people are coming in. So it's kind of our job to join in with this stuff. So he's racing on with all the. He's not even listening.
Sorry. Let me explain. Filomena sent me 200 pictures. I've got to get through them. We've only got an hour and a half.
200 pictures, no. But
she did also mention that I would talk, didn't she?
She did actually say that. She did say that. And I've noticed
sufficient notice of the warning.
It's been a bit difficult to sort of bring you out of yourself this morning, but I think we're getting there.
Yeah, I'm really quite retired.
So sorry, I broke your stride with the sardines here. Go on.
The sardines. Let's mention John, right? So John Hamilton. He painted that beautiful yellow sardine that we can see, right?
Yes.
It was the yellow one. Yeah. And so, for example, John, the first time he participated in the marches, he was quite nervous because he's a bit shy and he didn't want to expose himself. So he was quite nervous. For the first experience was a terrible one for him.
In his favour, he was told it would be marching.
He said that I lied to him. It was their single fault.
Yeah, we could, but it was much more dancing and twirling and doing stuff. Yeah, that wasn't marching.
So the following year, he was with the team that prepares our decorations and everything that we need for the marches, the arches and everything. And so John did that beautiful sardine. So they painted all these sardines, the team together.
And why were they sardines?
Because that was the theme that year, remember?
Sardines was the theme.
We have a different theme each year. We have a different theme. There we had, for example, the ladies that wash in the river, that used to wash their clothes in the river.
Who apparently like to get their thighs kissed. I never really understood that.
Yeah.
You happy to help anyway.
A part of the choreography was like that.
Okay, so lots of lovely good mornings coming in and greetings. Bon dia de Ilha de Pico. Oh, wow. Tony Nunes is here. A beautiful morning. Yeah, in the Azores there. And look, are you two available for bookings? Because Maria.
Yeah, we are a comedy team. Yeah.
Well, clearly, and maybe you could organise a little bit of a tour around Portugal, appearing in a town near you or an international club near you. It's Filomena and Mac, everybody, with a little bit of a round of applause.
We might even get our own theme tune. Filomena and Mac. Yeah. But the marches was a very interesting because we actually mixed in with people. We had to work on it for a couple of months beforehand.
And you practice the Portuguese a lot.
And practice
because you practice your Portuguese because we have someone, Lena, our Elena. She is the boss. She tells us what we should do. Go left, go right, and then now turn now and things like that. And so you have to understand your Portuguese to see if you should turn right or left or go now and stop there and things like that. And we sing. We also sing along, right?
We do sing.
Yeah.
Can I just take advantage of this moment to point out that Lena is probably the most beautiful girl in Miranda.
Oh, very good. Nicely done there, Matt. That should help your career in dancing, I think.
It might.
Be careful. Yeah, but don't offer to kiss her thighs. You got to draw the lines. I think. Okay. I'll let you know.
When in Rome.
Okay. Jean's here as well. Good morning, Jean. How you doing?
She thinks of the choreography. So she is the creator of all the moves. So she creates the moves.
Yeah, and while she's doing that, she's also doing it with the kids because.
She's marvelous.
When we did the marches, there were children who marched first, and then us, and it was really a whole family deal. But we got
all ages.
Yeah, and we got to know a lot of people that then you meet in the street or in the cafe, and you know them. And that's really quite a nice feeling when you.
I can tell. Yeah, you're all about integration, Mac, and we really get a sense of that. We need to find out as well. Talking of integration, were you part of Filomena's recent political career here?
No, absolutely not. I do not uphold her political views at all.
Oh my goodness. Okay, a little bit of a difficulty there. Sorry to mention it. So how did you get on, Filomena?
Well, we got in the group that we were because it was for Junta Freguesia, right? So in that Junta Freguesia of Miranda, we have the same number of members. So we have 6 members each. 6 members, and then it was just a difference of.
Matt, do you want to do that again?
Votes, but yeah, we had 156 members. Yeah, 150 votes difference. Yeah,
close, but no.
Very close.
Well,
but we got 6 members. So and the other teams also got 6 members. So okay, it's fair enough, isn't it?
Not a bad result then, by the sound of it. So there you go, Eusebio. Pete's here. Great picking, Pete. Filomena Friday. What an amazing woman. What's that? Quito Brigade. Is always that Muito Obrigado, I think. I've not seen that phrase before, but let's go with
I think he's mistyping something.
in his hurry, in his haste. Bon dia alegria, happy, feel good Friday with Filomena. You do know she's got her own jingle, Mac. So we'll have to make.
Yes, I do. Yes, I've heard the jingle.
And is it safe to move on now with the pictures? Sorry.
Yeah. Moving right along, because we've got a lot to get through.
I do. Right, this is another one of your activities, right? So we've talked to João F here in our community about the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, and that's on 4 wheels. You're a 2 wheels guy by the sound of it.
Yes, I am a 2 wheels guy. Where's my jacket?
Where is his jacket? Here we go. Here's the jacket, everybody. Oh, there we go. Yes. And let me just
Flores, GMP.
There's the full
officially
the official GMP.
The official GMP, not a made up one.
Yeah, the real GMP. Hold on, we're not finished yet. Give us a twirl. Give us a twirl. Okay. All right. But what's going on here? A picnic?
That is a bike meeting at Fatima, where we went to get our helmets blessed.
Of course, and that's okay. We've covered helmet blessing.
Remember when we spoke about the helmets going?
Okay. Oh no. So this is what it really means. Is it to do with safety helmets then? Crash helmets?
Crash helmets, yes. The holy guy will bless your crash helmet. But it's an indication here of the kind of biker scene. Every little spot there is a bike. And basically people from all over the country just go for a bike ride to Fatima and have their helmets blessed, have a bit of lunch and then go home again. Without causing any trouble. I don't know if you can see this up close.
All right, let's just zoom in on you. Yeah.
It says,
ambassador.
Yes.
It's a great.
Don't laugh.
No, I'm not. I was just nervous. I didn't realise.
Yeah. It's a serious position. I am now ambassading. This is me ambassading.
I'm so sorry.
I'm ambassading for GMP.
Muito prazer, Senor Ambassador, Your Excellency. If I may, is that how I should address you?
No, you just call me Mac. It's okay. But I'm very proud of this. This is an official position within the club. So the club has made me official ambassador.
Two flags together.
Yes. Amazing.
Now we dress up like horrible bikers, but we're not.
No, I can see that.
But the biking scene is very big here. And I mean, obviously the COVID has caused a lot of problems. But we also have a clubhouse that was another abandoned school.
Yeah, maybe you can go forward with the photos, right?
Thank you, Filomena. While you're talking, Mac, I'll provide a visual backdrop.
Good Lord, is that the time?
Yes, my sandwich is going cold here, Mac. So look, don't please carry on. So
that's the group. GMP. I am the boy with the short pants.
Okay. So there's some young riders there. So any age again, by the sound of it.
Any age, and also women.
Okay.
Who would have thought? Yeah. No, anybody, any age, young, old, children. But you have to do a 6-month approval period. You don't just get to walk in. You know, we have to decide you're okay. And when we just go to places, that's somewhere I can't even remember where it was, but a load of bikes turn up. We go and visit other bike clubs. They come and visit us. It's just great fun. And we now have our own clubhouse. There are pictures.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice prompt. Thank you for that. Where was I? We'll get in sync with this before the show's out. Oh, there it is.
Yep. That's the building.
Yeah.
And it's another. And what the association did was say, that's our distinguished gentleman. And once again, Tony from Mayo Super Avalar.
Yes.
Fine gentleman. Lots of stuff. Excellent.
I think you're due a free trifle at this rate. At least.
I think I am. Yes. I think
maybe a can of beans. Well, you do scrub up well, Mac. It has to be said. And is that your beautiful bike there? Because
no, we just abandoned. We just posed beside somebody else's bike.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Quite shamelessly, you know.
Okay. All right, I've got to get these bikes back on the screen now. I've crashed the pictures, but okay. So you really are a very busy fella by the sound of it. The international club.
No, I do nothing. I sit around the house all day. No, that I'm retired.
Right.
Yeah, I go out on the bikes, but I don't consider that to be busy.
All right. Well, so tell us about your own bike then, because bike aficionados, other bikers will want to know, won't they? What you
is bikes.
Bikes. Okay.
Yeah, I could tell you. Oh, I have one that's a VMAX. People will know that. That's a 1200cc, very fast bike, and a couple of what they call Maxims, Yamaha Maxims. But I would wax lyrical for a long time about them, and you would all get bored.
Okay. All right.
At the moment, I am currently restoring a 50cc. Good picture.
Okay.
You see those two at the front? Those are 50cc motorcycles. And Portugal has a very rich tradition of making motorcycles, mostly in a northern town called Aguda. They made Famel and Macal, which were basically German engines imported into Portugal and built with Portuguese bodies. You know, they did the design of the bike. And these are the ones that you still see.
And here.
Yeah, everybody and his dad has got one of them, and they go whizzing past. But they're all about 50 years old because the factory went out of business in the 70s. So those two that you're looking at there are restored motorcycles that are 50 or 60 years old, each one of those. And I want to try and organise a moped racing day. Which is a kind of an idea that I'm having. Close down an industrial estate and use the roads to do a day at the races for mopeds.
Incredible. Well, that will attract.
Who's Jim and where's he at?
Jim is in Baltimore in the United States. I don't know if when Jim comes over, if he's planning to bring that with him. There's a bit of bike talk going on. Pete Bleach rode an Enfield Bullet across the Himalayas, and it nearly killed him a few times. He couldn't quite pick it up at that altitude. Yeah, Jim with his BSA 500, which will be a beast, won't it? What is that GMP standing for? Grupo Motociclistas Portugal? No, it's not. Go and tell us, Mac.
Grupo Motard de Puça Flores. Puça Flores is the name of a small village near here, and it's where João Neto, who is our president, was born. And so it's his hometown. And so we started the motorbike club. And it's only 5 years old, and I was there at the beginning. So I've been in that club ever since it started. We also have a group operating in Lisbon. So we've got two bases. So we've got a Lisbon group and a northern group. And yeah, that's what GMP means.
How many people? How many people are involved in total?
About 1 million.
Not
no, we're a small group. We've got about 40 people in the group, but lots of other groups are bigger and stronger. We're
That's just as well. That's just as well, isn't it?
Yes.
He can also speak all day long. No problem about that.
Not an issue. Yes. Filomena said to me, "Would you like to talk?" And I just said yes. He didn't ask where or what. You know.
Brilliant. Matty's coaching Pete about his Enfield bullet riding technique. A lot is technique when picking up heavier bikes, to which, of course, lol, always criticisms of the technique. You sound like my wife, says Pete to Matty. Jim was riding his BSA 500 in California. That must have been great, riding in some of those routes or routes.
Well, I've spoken to a lot of people from California. That they say that Central Portugal is quite similar to.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
And this is I think this is the California of Europe. Stop shaking the table, Mac. Husky 610.
Taking, you know.
I can't help it. I'm excited.
The bike.
It's nervous tension.
The bikers are loving it this morning. Look at this. What do you make of Matty's collection? He's bringing 3 bikes with him when he comes. He's got his Husky and his Kawasaki and my electric. Oh, do you like electric bikes? Are you a purist?
Experience. I understand that they're going to be very fast.
Yes.
I rode in a tuk-tuk in Porto on a just on a tourist thing, and the engine on this little car was carrying about 12 people and was going up hills as though they didn't exist. So I can imagine that kind of power underneath a motorcycle, that it would appear that they would just keep going forever. Which could be a bit scary.
Some old bikers, though, it might be like with Bob Dylan, mightn't it? See someone coming past on an electric bike and just shout out, Judas! You know, it's not the same, is it, as having a throbbing beast between your legs, presumably.
Well, we will probably see the end of the combustion engine.
In our time?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. A poignant note. Andy loves the big motorcycle festa in Faro, great fun. And you only have to mention blessing the helmets, and look who turns up. And talk of blessing the helmets, it's been a while for Gary, apparently, there. Okay, mate. It's Sexta Fiera, the day with sex in it. So see what you can do. Where do we go from here, Matt? Should we go back to our pictures? Because these beauties here, I love those. And I've never been that fussed about bikes, but seeing those, this is the moment, I think, where a lot of people think, actually, I might get a motorbike. This looks like a lot of fun. These 50 cc's. You can pick them up around Portugal, given that they were made here. And
there's still a lot of them. They will sell them either restored or in terrible shape. I bought one in terrible shape, and I'm in the process of restoring it. If you're going to restore an old bike, you might as well get one that's really bad, because you're going to restore it. But it's very popular, and I want to organise a race day for 50 cc's. That motorbike on my right, the black one, I rode that from England to here.
Wow,
that's one of my bikes. Yeah. But there is an industrial estate near here that we could close on a Sunday and just use the roads to do races. But I need some support, so I'm putting out a call. Anybody who lives in this central Portugal near Ancião, near Pombal or somewhere like that, if you want to get involved in setting up a day at the races for mopeds. The idea would basically be that we try and create some kind of revenue generator as a mechanism for, COVID recovery. But that's, I don't want to get too political.
No, but I mean, point taken. It'd be a great event. It would sound great. It would smell great. It'd be quite amazing, wouldn't it? In the Portuguese sun, it'd be a great day.
I think it's a doable thing. But I can't do it by myself. So
no, fair enough. Okay, you heard him, folks. Who can help with that? Here we're back to the HQ now. That's what your place looks like. So another borrowed building, by the sound of it.
Yes, although it's officially signed to us. That's me painting it. Yeah. I painted the whole thing all by myself.
Did you? What happened? Why? What happened that day?
I'm the expert painter. I'm the only one who knows how to paint.
Okay.
This is just us examining the local beauty spot.
Yes, indeed. I've seen these sort of pictures on the internet before. Okay, let's move on. There's more bikes there.
That's at the club. That's in the club, the grounds of the clubhouse. So that's just a day when we turned up and the bike's there.
Okay.
So we like
that. And then everybody ended up in court by the look of it, judging by the next picture. What happened here?
I thought you weren't going to show them that.
Sorry about that, but I mean, there's full transparency.
This is a Filomena trip. Filomena.
Oh, okay, Filomena trip. All right.
No, because we intended to speak about several things that we can do, and of course, lots of things that we did together was also the trips. So one of the trips, and I can organize another one, was to visit the Assembleia da República, so the Parliament, the Portuguese Parliament in Lisbon. So this was a group of people. There were also a few British among them, and and so we went to see the members of Parliament in action, and then we also sat for a while there. This is the old part of the building, and then we had lunch with the members of Parliament and everything. So
Do your political aspirations take you this far, Filomena? Can you see yourself in there one day?
maybe not. Maybe not.
Not if she stays with the same party. But yeah, they didn't.
Excellent. Okay, let's come back for trips for Brits, all right? Because we've had some lovely questions coming in. We're not going to be talking about Boris. I think if we get Mac started about Boris, that could go on for quite some time, couldn't it? Andy is a fan of the electric motor. He's just an analog driver too, so he's bilingual or something. There. Where is the clubhouse? Could you remind us, Matt? Where is the clubhouse? I believe I saw
a place that you'll never find. It's in Correiro de Baixo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's near. Yeah, it's in central Portugal. Okay, central Portugal.
Okay. There are loads. Within that sort of a 10 or 20 mile radius, there's about 5 or 6.
Yeah, here in Miranda, in Lamas, there is also one.
They're all over the place. There's Santiago de Guarda, which is about 5 or 10 kilometers away from us, has their own. Massas de Dona Maria has a bike club.
There are several.
There's lots of them. Wherever there are.
Oh, a bit of a freeze up there, but we'll come back to you. Oh, yeah, okay, you're back again now. You froze up for a moment. And there's a very international vibe throughout that valley, really, isn't there? Ancião, what was it called? Dona Maria, Alvázora, all along there, Miranda. There are a lot of. It's a real good mix, isn't it? And the ideal place to start an international club, I would have thought.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in São Martinho de Porto, but I have lived in central Portugal.
Well, up north.
No, somebody is
on the Silver Coast.
I mean, he's like that. He doesn't have an idea where he is. Where.
I'll tell you what, Mac. Has he had his medication today? Mac.
South from us.
Silver Coast. And I tell you what, if you came, it would be wonderful to have a bike meetup on the Silver Coast here at São Martinho de Porto. We'd love it.
Well, we could do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can organise that. If you've got we'll talk about it after the show or whatever. But certainly, we get 5 or 6 different clubs to turn up and do a thing.
Oh, that would be so exciting! That'd be so exciting. Andy via Austin. He knows a thing or two about bikes, as this man. I believe he lives near Agadir as well. I believe they have stopped making 2T mopeds now. Kazal are going to make and sell a limited edition anniversary electric moped looking like the older style ones. What a great idea. That would be a big step.
Yes, they are. They did stop making them about 40 years ago. The company went out of business. So all of the ones that are on the road now are at least that old.
Amazing, eh?
And when I did my restoration on a small Zundap, I went to a paint shop in Aguda where the people that are carrying on the tradition. In fact, I had chosen a colour to paint the restored moped, and I said, I want it painted this colour. And he said, no, you don't. You want it painted this colour.
He knew what he was talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Jerry's here. Colleague Jerry. Hello, good morning to you, Jerry. Great evening last night. Our webinar was fantastic with the Oscar Expats, and the Expats Portugal plan was a lot of fun too. Thank you for joining me on that. Mac, I attended one of your events in Avelar pre-COVID. Very impressed with the culture and ethos of your club. Keen to promote the club and events through our website. So there you go. And maybe we can join forces on the race day you're talking about. Coffee soon. I mean, set aside a day, I would say, wouldn't you, for Jerry to pop over to Ancião and have a chat about that. Ships' diesel engines are built to run for 40 years. The world's trade relies on those vessels. So the old dinosaur juice engines got a little bit more life in them yet. And Gary, can we have some contact details for the GMP Motorbike Club, please? So can you type something for me, Filomena, into the chat or something like that, so we can make sure people are in touch. What end of the combustion engine? I hope not. I still want to have a car with a V8 just for the sound, or even better, a V12. It's all going to be digital in it. The sound is going to be from a chip, and not from an engine in the future.
Yeah, the combustion engine is dead. 10, 20 years, goodbye. Interesting.
Okay. I can wave at them from the rearview mirror of the Tesla. Says Pete's ready already for this. Ton and me, Andrea, there in Portugal. Ton and me are happy. Are not a fan of the Tesla?
Well, not the fact that it would be in front. No.
Oh, okay.
There's no reason to assume that a Tesla would be in front.
Okay, there you go.
I love the Peter's Tesla because I was in the Tesla with Pete. It was amazing.
Yes, what? Because you can watch Netflix now with the new software update. You can't do that on a 50cc, can you? Andrew and Ton, happy to hear you will get your new bike tomorrow. That's Matty's electric bike there. So what else is everybody saying here this morning? 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds, I believe. That is fast, isn't it, Mac? brown trousers on you when you first used that bike. Top speed limited to 200 kilometers for the Energica. Where can you ride these things safely and legally? I bought and restored a Portuguese BSA Gold Star here, plus a Famel. Is that right? 50cc.
Famel, yeah.
Now got a Susie DR. It's very technical this morning and very bike nerdy, I think. Now got a Susie DR650 SE. Don't forget the SE bit. Fantastic bike riding country. Boas Curvas.
Yeah, this sounds like the guy we need to help me with the moped races.
Yes.
Portugal is just marvelous for motorcycles. Big empty roads, sunshine, dry tarmac. It's just
I'm going to get one.
Perfect.
I'm going to get one. You've talked me into it. And not just me, I'm sure, this morning. Hold on a minute. What's this about? I was 35 and my self-respect has never fully returned. Well, we need to find out what lies at the heart of that comment, don't we? Question. Is there a biking tradition of attaching a motor to your rally bike? As if not, I think the posse in our local village is trying to start one. Does that happen?
I don't think it's traditional, but there are a lot of bicycles with engines on them. They do exist, yeah. There's a guy at our CAF turns up every day with a bicycle with an engine on it,
yes.
You know.
Yes, well, it's homemade, home done. Just like get an engine off LG or something like that, OLX, and then stick it on your push bike.
You need to get a small one. A big 50cc engine would not be very comfortable on a bicycle. But there are a lot of bicycles with engines attached, and a lot of older ones as well. So it's not uncommon.
Okay, very interesting. All right, a short. Oh no, that's. We'll stay out of the Boris talk this morning. He's bi-motor. Okay, so the people who like electric and dinosaur juice are the bi-motor people. Nianciao, says Matty. I should be able to meet up when I move to Pombal. Yes, not a million miles away.
It's here.
I love Pombal. It's just a beautiful road between Anciao and Pombal.
You'll be able to do that.
Lovely road.
Tamara Madeline, off topic, just popped in to say bon dia. Bon dia, Igor man, back to you there, Tamara. So what are you talking of great roads then, Mac? What are your favourite roads? Have you done Portugal's Route 66, the N2 up and down the country?
No.
Right, what are your favourites then?
I don't well, IC8. Have I not got a badge on? Where's my badge? Where's my
what is the badge being there?
My favourite road is the IC8.
All right, hold on, let me just.
It's the nearest one.
Yeah, that's easy then, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, but if I'm wearing a badge saying IC8, that has to be my. I couldn't really say my favourite road was the IC9. You know,
mine's the IC2. I do like the IC2. So where does the IC8 go? So if a lot of people watching.
Past my house.
Very cool. So you get to see Mac's house if you do that. People are watching from all around the world, Mac. Give them some names of towns and cities in Portugal that are on the IC8.
Ancião, Pombal.
All right.
Tomar.
Yes.
And then southern Portugal.
Figueiró dos Vinhos.
Castaneira.
Oh, now we're talking.
Near Castaneira de Pera.
Yeah,
sounds good. So lots of nice coffee shops.
When you go towards Castelo Branco to the A23, then you are on the IC8 first, and then you have the A23 to Castelo Branco.
Doesn't it go over a famous barragem?
Barragem. Yes.
Also, isn't that what you said?
Eu tinha super aos russos.
Okay. All right, don't get personal. Right. We'll talk about biker music in a minute because Capricorn 12 has just sent in Jazz Funk track of the day. It's Sound Table by Cameo. They were a 13-piece jazz funk band, amazing trumpet solo. Of course, before Larry Blackman donned a cod piece on Top of the Pops famously. I think they were less than a 13-piece. They were more of a 3-piece cod piece sort of outfit. But what sort of music do you like to listen to on your bike, or what is associated with the biking scene? It's more of a rock scene, isn't it, really, I think?
Yeah. We don't really listen to music on the bike. But mostly it is...
Do you want any more?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
I'll have one.
I'm talking to the man. I'm busy.
By the way, we are not married, okay?
Well, thanks for pointing it out. There's all the qualities of a long married couple there. Yeah, all right, I'll have one as well. So, anyone else want a cuppa while Philomena's up?
There's often rock bands, and
Yes.
I don't know exactly how they do that, but we turn up at a do. There's several different biker clubs. Maybe 200 people, and then there's a band on the stage with all the electrics and everything doing rock music. It is kind of a hark back to the sort of 70s and 80s heavy rock stuff. When they do the big show at Goish, have you heard about Goish?
Goish, what a place! Fantastic river beach there, right?
They have a bike event there every year. Of course, COVID caused a lot of problems, but they get 25,000 people turn up to this, 25,000 bikers, and they always have a huge rock band in the evening. It is all kind of heavy metal rock. That is the biker type music.
It's the genre in it. It's the genre of the two wheels, I would say, for sure. Okay. This is what that was about. I once got thrown off a CBT course, which is a bike training course, isn't it, in Wembley. This is in the UK, for not being able, everyone knows where Wembley is, of course, for not being able to do, probably not on the pitch there, for not being able to do a figure of 8. Embarrassing. I was surrounded by spotty 17-year-old boys being trained as delivery drivers. I was 35. That must have been a pretty difficult environment to operate in, Eusebio. Portugal is even better for motorcycles off the road. Plenty of farmers' roads that you can use. What fun. Hydrogen, internal combustion engines, cars, trucks, ships, should build them as big as you like. And a true green fuel, no waste except water. The sooner we get there, the better. Man of reason has spoken. The Vasco da Gama Bridge is used for very late night at night for fast bike racers, street racing, which is highly dangerous. But what a thrill that must be, going along the Vasco da Gama Bridge. Have you done that? Have you been on that one on your bike? Or?
No, but it sounds very attractive. Yeah.
But the bridge has been closed for our champion. Miguel Oliveira races, and the bridge has been closed just for him to practice.
Really? For the national hero? Incredible. He's quite a guy, isn't he?
That's one of the reasons why I think it's worth having a go at doing the moped races on the industrial estate, because I do think we will get cooperation from the camera to close down the industrial estate for a day. If we do it on a Sunday, you know, in other countries, it would be very difficult to get that kind of cooperation, you know, where they say you're going to shut this road and shut that road. But here, we can do that. Often you come across when you're out and about, the road is closed because we're having a party. Go the other way.
Or cyclists. Cyclists doing a trial or road race. Yeah.
So we have a receptive government that will accommodate that kind of stuff. So it enables people to do things.
And maybe some of the old boys who used to make the 50cc bikes will come along as well. They'd be great to meet, wouldn't they?
There is a tradition now. There's a culture of restoring them, and more people are doing it. And it's a specifically Portuguese thing. These bikes were made in Portugal to a Portuguese design, so they're not anywhere else in the world. And it was a short period, maybe 70 or 80 years, where the factories were going and they were making the bikes and all that. But then, you know, times changed and the factories are all closed. But Famel and Macau and various others are specific Portuguese brands that were only made here.
And the the great big bit of leather that you wear on the front of your 50cc in the winter. Where can you get those? Do you know the things I mean? These old guys. Yeah, the blanket.
I don't really know. Apparently, you hold them in your teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
No, I've not got to the bottom of that yet.
Okay, right. It's quite a skill. It's very Portuguese, I think. Marine fuel will be ammonia and hydrogen for big ships. It'd be like going into a lady's hairstylist then, won't it? The smell at sea soon. For big ships transporting international goods, the first examples are already sailing. Amazing. Gary, I agree, says Matty, about the hydro engine thing. Oil companies are working against it for decades. That's part of the problem, of course, isn't it? We'll come back to Trips for Brits in just a moment, because Pam would love to go to the Assemblia the Republica. There is a brilliant road leading down to Trips for Brits, the IC8. That's the one we're talking about. I have driven the IC8, says Matty. And that was from Alvazra to Castelo Branco. Found it boring. Last part was fun when avoiding the toll road bit. And I hope in a legal way you mean that. So some already running on LPG too. Is that the ocean tankers, liners? The fuels will change, but the engine will remain. Andy, there is a new bike museum near Anadia. Oh, that's good news. At the San Carlos Velodrome, showing the history of all Portuguese motorbikes and bicycles. That's got to be an Expats Portugal day out, I think, because
where is that?
That's
Anadia.
Near the biggest place near there, I guess it's north of Coimbra, but south of Aveiro.
Okay, so it's not far at all.
No, it's not
from here.
And that's a great day out, because you could go to the that museum, and then you could also go to the Aliança Underground Museum same day. We would have a fantastic day out doing that. I had an LPG car about a decade ago, says Pete. Felt like I was driving a giant lighter, just waiting for someone to rear end me and have a mushroom cloud. What you do in your private life is your own business. I have heard about the event in Goiás. Can't wait to go there, says Matty. And then the river beach. Check out the river beach as well whilst you're there. It's so beautiful.
The Goiás event is really good. It's worth doing. This year they had a reduced event, but next year it'll be back to full on strength. And it's run by Goiás Motor Club. And it's beautiful. It's just a whole load of bikers just descend on the town and just have a weekend of just fun.
And Portuguese people do not feel terrorized by it, because that is, in some countries, there is a bit of an energy, a vibe about bikers that's a little bit menacing. But you don't feel that at all here in Portugal, do you?
No. If we turn up at a cafe, mob-handed 10 or 12 of us, they just think, oh, good, we're going to sell 10 more coffees. They don't pull
us down.
No. And you saw the photos. We have children. It's a completely different. It's a camaraderie. We walk around like we're, but it's camaraderie. It's group. There's no nastiness.
Yeah, no edge. That's great. That's how it should be, right? Are there any English-speaking motorcycle instructors in Central Portugal? The full motorbike license, the only one I haven't got. Wow, and I'd like to have a proper bike one day. Gary, bucket list business here. So do you know anyone who can help Gary with that, or maybe we just take?
I would imagine that most of them probably do speak a bit of English. Yeah. In Ancial, we have a team that does training, and they speak English. It's kind of, we go. Yeah, of course we do. I'll see you there. Oh, sorry, I'm reading out the things. You haven't read that out.
Don't you worry. You can always take Filomena along, Gary, who will translate, which is part of the work she does, of course.
Actually, I have done that. I have not for the motorbike, but for a car. I have done that. I've been at the back translating the instructor, and the driver and the instructor. I've done that already.
That doesn't surprise me. It is, just in case you're wondering, it is Filomena Friday. It has been. We've had a bit of a Mac attack, as it were. But hopefully you'll come back from time to time, Mac, on a Filomena Friday.
Well, that's unusual. People don't usually ask me to come back. That's
I'm only being I'm only being polite. Don't worry. we can get a decent battery for your mobility scooter. All is not lost, Garvo. All right, so let's go back to these lovely trips for Brits, because this is what you do. I mean, and presumably, Mac, you've been on a few of these tours.
I've been on several of them, yeah. I did not go on the Parliament one, and I will go on the next one. I would like to go and see the Parliament.
Yeah, that's the building, the building of the Parliament in Lisbon.
That's something very important to note about trips for Brits with Filomena. The people that went there got to have lunch with a member of Parliament.
With the members, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's happening now? You part of this Friday the 13th business as well, by the look of it.
Friday the 13th, yes. That was in Montalegre, not Porto Alegre.
They're trying not to talk about that anymore. Thank you.
That is in the north.
That's where the witches were.
Yeah, the witches, yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
And, that was in Montalegre.
Yeah. Oh, perfect day. Perfect finish to a great day there. And sorry, there are so many pictures. It's taken a while for them to load up.
That is in Jerez. We visited the mountain of Jerez in the north also.
Superb.
Beautiful area.
Where we went to the top of a mountain.
Yeah, there.
Oh, right, that one's a bad picture because it's got railings. There were lots of these viewing sites that had no railings or anything.
He was worried that, oh my God, this is very dangerous. Oh,
health and safety nightmare, you know. And the rule was, don't fall over. You know, that was
exactly, that's how it should be. That's exactly how it should be, right? Have we got a bit of funicular action going on here?
That's the funicular, funicular in Braga. That you can go on, and it is the oldest working funicular in the world, and it is powered by water.
Yeah, just water.
That's the way forward then.
And if you, I mean, I don't think you can see the prices there, but a return trip is €2.
What a rip-off.
So you go down to the bottom and come back up to the top for €2. But it's the oldest working funicular in the world. It's worth going there just to go on that.
Yeah, well, I was at Nazaré the other night. There's one there as well. There's a few around Portugal, I suspect. That's the top of the steps, though, isn't it? Looking back down.
No, that is even further at the top. It's Sameiro, because the funicular is Bom Jesus de Braga. And then if we go up in the mountain, we have Sameiro with a beautiful view over the mountain.
Yeah,
and over Braga. We can see Braga.
In case you're wondering, yeah, this is all Braga. And look, important part of any trip out, of course, is what's happening. Don't know where to begin there, right? What have we got in front of us?
Was that the tapas?
Yeah, that was in Chaves. That is in the city of Chaves, also in the north. And it was a restaurant that I took Mac there because I told him we are going to a special restaurant where you won't have a bill at the end, isn't it? Yeah. You can tell them about that.
What indeed? Yeah, you pay what you think it was worth.
No way.
Yes,
it is
absolutely. Yeah, it's a very interesting marketing technique, I think, because you're unlikely to value it at $2 bob. But they bring out loads and loads of food.
They keep bringing.
But the main thing about the restaurant is that you pay them what you think
whatever you
worth.
Like. Yeah.
Right,
whatever you consider fair.
Let's find out about the man and his generosity. What did you cough up for that?
Oh, I didn't. Filomena was paying.
So you just ordered loads. Excellent. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've been asked to plug a few other shows that are coming up. Oh, of course.
No, but I just want to add that we always pay the fair price. I mean, and the place is always full. In this case, we were early, but the place is usually full. And so,
very important point about trips for Brits. Filomena always sorts out a decent lunch.
Of course, I mean, for the Portuguese, that's the main event.
It's absolutely. We were in Golega for the horses. Golga. There was no need. I could have got away with that. we were in Golgotha, and it rained on that day, and everybody was queuing up all over the place to get into the restaurants. And we got to one, and the owner just went, Filomena, come in. And we had a table all set out, and that was just that.
And it was not, it was not booked in advance, because we just we didn't think that it would be raining.
Really?
And we thought of having a snack somewhere there on the different stalls. But then the rain came all of a sudden. But we managed to find a very nice
Filomena
restaurant.
always sorts out a good restaurant, good lunch. Always get a decent lunch when you go on a trip for Brits.
Are you doing the Golgotha this year? There's the poster for it. Absolutely beautiful event to go to. Are you doing that one this year, Filomena?
Well, we might. Yeah, it's in next month. Yeah.
It should be okay.
Yeah, should be okay.
So there's the email address if you want to get involved. I mean, I've heard that it's just the days out are just an excuse to have something to eat. It doesn't, the food is the main thing, right?
For me, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be for me as well. So there you go.
Golgotha, is it Golgotha? Yeah, there's lots of horses and stuff. Yeah, food and drink.
No, the environment is very, very good, because you can see beautiful horses there. There are the different shows, the performances also. But the whole environment is very nice. And of course, for the Portuguese, you can't go out without having a good meal, isn't it?
Absolutely no. Well, that certainly makes me Portuguese now. I think you too as well, Mac. And the lovely photo to finish there. You've stolen our brand, of course, but we forgive you because it's been a lot of fun talking to you this morning. Where can I get one of those? Come on, that's what we do. That's what I need to be asking.
I could. This is merchandise. This is GMP merchandise.
It sure is. It's me, Joe. All right,
yeah, that would do. It's got 13 on the back, which is like a lucky number. But that's hand stitched. I could knock you them out for about $15 each.
Can't be bad. That's probably mates rates as well, isn't it? No.
Yes, that's what I paid for it.
Okay. Excellent.
I was a bit shocked when they told me the price, but it's handmade or not.
No,
handmade.
it's stitched.
It's stitched with a machine.
It's stitched, and it's not just.
It's not a stick-on thing. It's a stitched thing.
In Portugal, we took. Is it Portuguese produce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Made in Portugal. Well, actually, the hat might not be, to be honest, but the stitching certainly is. Yeah.
There you
Portuguese gear.
It's a good
I'm
look.
also wearing Portuguese shoes.
Yeah, very good. Portuguese underpants or not? No, you don't have to show us. You don't have to show us. It's fine. Okay, let's have a look. Let's finish.
You know what happened the last time we talked about my underpants?
Yeah. What happened?
I can't talk about it on TV.
You don't want to talk about it. Okay, fair enough.
But speaking of Portuguese, go out and buy some stuff. We need to help the economy recover.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And we can do that by spending a bit of money locally. Buy yourself a present, and it will help someone. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
In a local shop.
Buy local. Yes. Spend a lot of money.
Local, buy local, eat local, have fun local, and yes, let's get the economy moving again. Yes, spiking. That's the sort of spike we need. Is in GDP in Portugal for sure. Going back to this picture, is that someone in an orgone accumulator? Asks my wife. Was that an orgone accumulator, please?
I have no idea.
Let me ask you, how did you feel when you stepped out of it? Rejuvenated?
Alive again?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe it was.
I had a near-death experience. And now I'm all right.
And now he's all right again. So, yes, and on that note, Carl, no need to shout, Mrs. M. Please plug our show tomorrow night, please. Robert Jardine is joining us to talk about a new way of looking at health and recovery. Fantastic. That is a great reminder that we're on at 10 o'clock tomorrow evening, the sort of time when you can talk about underpants. And we do sometimes, 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. There's what was Spiritual Portugal is now the Feel Good Portugal show from 10 until around midnight. It can go on. It can have a bit of a lock-in with that. So do tune in. And on other such notices, Monday. Okay, we've come to a compromise. It's not an 8 o'clock start, Filomena. It's an 8:30 start. We weren't going to get Mac here at 8, were we?
And you have now you don't have Mondays, right?
Thank you. Isn't it amazing that the Portuguese teacher tells us about the typos, the English typos on there? And there it is. I've corrected it now. There you are, of course. Mac should be on there, shouldn't he? I didn't know you when I made this.
But in Portuguese it was correct though. So that was the essential. Segunda, terça, quarta, quinta, sexta. That was correct in Portuguese. So
yes, well, that's the important bit, as you say. So a few more comments then coming in, and let's see. I was afraid to get on the water tram at Braga at the Bons Jesus. It looked like it would fall down the hills. So you're living proof that it actually works, right?
No, it's quite safe.
It does, in fact, fall down the hill. That's what it does. And then they pull it back up again,
Yeah. Okay. Lot of talk about hydrogen and the engine debate in the comments. Thank you for that. Name of the Chaves restaurant, please, where you can pay what you want.
Flavia.
Flavia. What does that mean in Portuguese?
Oh, well, let me think. Well, Flavio. No, it can be a name, Flavio, but it's Flavia. But I think it has something also to do with the thermal waters there and the Romans. I think something to do linked with that because of the ancient name of the city, Chaves.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, let's know how that goes.
I agree. Yeah.
Well said. Okay, so Capricorn 12 was asking about the waves at Nazaré at this time of year. I think big wave season apparently is between October and March, so you can start planning a trip there. Last night I could hear the waves at Salgado. I went out to the top of the road with the dogs and I could hear the waves crashing. So that sounds about right, Antonio F. Peter, outing Diane here, talking about her prevailing winds. I think we could go methane like Mad Max 3. So if the Tesla fails anytime, might have a hybrid engine powered by Diane there. Might have to keep her off the Tremoshes. I don't know. How long are you in Portugal for, Andy? You just there for the appointment or getting to stay for a bit? It's getting a bit personal in the chat. Heinz Beans. Don't forget, what was his name again in Mayo Super? Tony is your man.
Tony, Mayo Super, Avalon.
Mil Super. I'm going to say it properly, okay? It's Mil Super in Avelar. The owner is Tony, and he provides several supermarkets around central Portugal. So it's not just in Avelar, but of course Tony's shop is in Avelar. Mil Super.
He could probably sort out your local supermarket on the coast there.
Yeah, you can contact Tony.
Get them selling browns.
No, really. I mean, you can contact Tony, and he supplies everywhere.
Yeah, he's our dealer. He's our UK goods dealer. Okay, and the answer to our fuel solutions, possibly. Apparently, you only managed to get 16 people into the restaurant that day.
No, it's another day. I went there several times because that was another day. And when I went there with Deborah and other people, we had lots of fun. There was Spanish also because it's very near to the Spanish border. There were lots of Spanish that day. The Spanish started, they grabbed a guitar, they started to play and sing. It was a party. Yeah, Aquaflavia. Yeah, it was the Roman name of the city. Yes, I had this idea of that had something to do with the name of the Roman name. Yeah, so we had lots of fun there. And after 8 dishes, we got 8 different dishes. And then the man said, now the main course is coming. And we thought, after having 8 different things. But it's lovely food, very, very good. And, just very, very nice restaurant. I like it very much.
All right, so you had a few. It's time to learn a little bit of Portuguese. We can't go without doing that. You said you've been watching the show occasionally, and I think you're watching me and going, oh dear.
Yeah. Although I've been quite busy lately, I've been quite busy. But when I watch a little bits when I can, I have noticed a few mistakes in pronunciation, and I would like to say that when you have an accent, when you have an accent on a word, you stress that part of the word, right? So, for example, you have spoken about Praia das Maçãs, maçã, like apple, when you want apples, right? Maçã. you have the accent, the till on the A.
Yeah.
So you should stress that part. And it's a nasal also. It's so massin, massin,
Okay.
which
That's it, Mac. Yeah.
which is different. If you don't stress the last part, then you have another word with no accent and double S, massa, right?
Massa,
What is massa?
Pasta.
Pasta, right?
Yeah, it's also to fill a hole in the wall.
Yes, it also it's also massa. Yeah, it's cement.
We could fill a hole in the wall with pasta.
Yeah.
So
So
some people's cooking you can, yeah.
but the difference in pronunciation, if you say massa for pasta, you stress the beginning of the word massa,
Okay, yeah.
massa. You open the A because you say massa, right? On the other hand, if you want to say apple or Praia das Maçãs, as you did, you say me. So the beginning is also different because it's not the open A, but it's a closed A. So me, and then you stress the end, and it's a nasal A.
Massin. Okay.
Maçã.
All right.
So again, massa.
Massa. Come on, Mac. Massin. All right. Could you explain?
How do I say Maçã Dona Marias?
Maçã. Yeah, maçãs de Dona Maria. Yeah, maçãs de Dona Maria.
Maçãs de Dona Maria.
Maçãs de Dona Maria.
Maçãs de Dona Maria.
But that, I mean, isn't that a lovely name for a village? The apples of Aunt
Yes,
Maria.
maçãs de Dona Maria. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Dona Maria. Maçãs de Dona Maria.
Not her pasta.
And I remember another word that you mispronounced, esplêndida. I remember it was someone said esplêndida quinta-feira. I think it was probably it was probably on Wednesday. So someone said esplêndida, and you said esplêndida.
Yes.
Because you followed the general rule of the syllable, the one before the last, that is usually the stress, right?
Yes.
So that's why you said esplendida, because you stressed the D before the last one. But you have an accent. And if you have an accent, you have to stress where the accent is. Esplêndida. 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 You have the acento circunflexo, the hat on the E. So you say esplêndido or esplêndida. Esplêndida.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. I do like your pronunciation.
Whenever you have an accent, you have to stress that part of the word.
Yes.
Okay. So
take note of it. That's not just aimed at me. It's for all of us here. When Filomena comes, I take the brunt of it. But that's meant for all of us, I would say. You've felt the wrath of the pronunciation tongue by the sound of it as well, Mac, from time to time.
Yes, unfortunately, Filomena comes from a northern town. And
what do you mean a northern town? I'm from here.
Which is a northern town. I'm from the south of central Portugal. We have a different accent. Filomena sounds like a Russian.
Okay. So it's north and south.
Russos. Não, normal. Emancio nós tem diferente tudo. It's a bit like listening to someone from Cornwall.
Oh no. Okay, let's move on here. We got Flavia is old Roman.
Too violent now.
Yeah, he's gone too far now, hasn't he? And still the talk of the eco engines rages on in the chat there. Lovely stuff, says Louise Manning. You're retiring to Portugal 2022. Just need to find where. That's the big challenge.
Central.
All right, Mac thinks Central. Just need to find where. He's never been anywhere else in Portugal, though, from what Filomena was saying. So
I've been to the airport. That's down in Lisbon, isn't it?
No, he has been everywhere from the north to the south. He has been in Faro too. He has been everywhere. But the thing is that his sense of location is very bad. So he never knows if he's in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west, somewhere out there, but he doesn't know exactly where.
I see. Lisboa is so with English and the Queen's English, is the official accent of Portugal the ones that the Lisboetas, the Alfacinas speak?
No,
Is that right?
no. I mean, of course, in Lisboa they pronounce, and I have given some examples of different pronunciation of words in Lisbon. For example, the way they say, for example, rabbit, they say coelho, and we say coelho because you have an e, coelho, coelho. But they say coelho, they say abelha, we say abelha, they say joelho, we say joelho, and things like that.
Let's record that song. Let's record that version of it. You say coelho, I say coelho. Let's pull the whole thing off. Okay, thanks for the show, Carl, says Michelle. Oh, Michelle, great to hear from you from Australia this morning. And great show and a great club. Please give my regards to John. What a star and a proud member of your club. Who's this he's talking about?
Well, John Hamilton.
Okay.
Because we went grape picking last weekend. We all went grape picking.
Yes,
I had already sent you a few pictures of the grape picking before last week, because we went to Encosta da Criveira in Penela, and we picked lots of grapes. They were lovely this year. They were, huge bunches of grapes. And and then, of course, we had a great lunch, a very good lunch. We finished at about 4 o'clock or 5 in the afternoon.
Sounds beautiful. Oh, that sounds great. And yes, we'll squeeze some of those great picking photos in next week. And it was the horse show where you worked the miracle. No one could get a table in town, but Filomena, the miracle worker, managed. Love the pronunciation lesson. Thank you, Filomena. Go on, Mac.
I was going to say, for 16 people. Yeah, nobody could get in. There were people queuing up all over the place. And Filomena just went, well, hey, here we go. This is our table. And a whole table just for us.
No, I mean, I know lots of people. Luckily, I have friends almost everywhere. So it's also easy when you have friends.
Well, you
but
do
anywhere
hear
that anyone wants to go, Filomena can arrange a trip to it.
Yeah, this I've heard.
Yeah, I'm also thinking of organizing a trip to Coimbra soon, because I have realized that lots of people who live near Coimbra don't know lots of interesting things in the city, and I think it's worth a visit. So maybe to Coimbra is also an idea, because there are lots of things to be discovered in Coimbra, and people sometimes don't know.
Hey, you could do a bus trip to Goish.
To Goish,
yeah, no, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me put the Trips for Brits email on the screen there. There you go. tripsforbrits@gmail.com to get in touch with Filomena about all of these plans. And we have a lovely comment that we can finish on. Eusebio, also known as Midlife Crisis World Tour. Love Mac. His attitude to living in Portugal is spot on. We love you too, Filomena, as you can tell from all the lovely comments that come to you. Mac, do come back, won't you? Be lovely to talk to you again. Gary saying...
And he speaks Portuguese. And Mac speaks Portuguese.
Cool. Well, it's been easy this time. We'll do the next show all in Portuguese then. I'm told the dialect spoken in Central Portugal is the purest version of the original language. Not changed very much by outside influences. I think it's doable, isn't it? Lots of love.
Yes. Well, I didn't want to say that because I am from Central Portugal. I didn't want to say that. But yes, because of Coimbra, Coimbra is a university city, right?
Yes.
So because of Coimbra, so it's considered to be the pattern. So yes.
Coimbra University is one of the oldest in the world.
Yes, it's one of the oldest in the world, and it's the best in Portugal. It's the university where I went to. It's the best.
Of course. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on this.
Filomena from...
Oh, hold on a minute. I cut you off short there. That's because I was trying to look. Oh, I've got to show this, and I will play that again. But the Goish poster is just in, and I have to show this to everybody because this is a thing of beauty, folks. Let me do that for you now. This is where I think now after this show, a few people will be headed. This is fantastic. The Golgar poster I think is very beautiful, and this too is rather lovely. There we go. So many pictures knocking about this morning. It's hard to keep track of them all. But this thing here, this is the one. The Goish Multi Village Augusto. Oh, so this was earlier this year then. But what isn't that beautiful?
They had a kind of a reduced version of it. Because we couldn't have everybody sitting around eating and everything, so they called it Moto Village this year.
It's usually thousands.
Well, there was still a lot of people there, but the event next year will be back to normal, and they'll have overnight camping and bands on and exhibitions, and just 25,000 bikers all hanging out together is good fun.
Okay, how do you like your steak, Mac?
On a plate.
Yeah, that helps, doesn't it? Because just whilst I'm looking at WhatsApp and the pictures that have come in, 00351, the Portugal code, and then please 913-590-303 for the pictures that come in. Mac, this other parts of Portugal are available, as we're just about to see here. This is Praia de Rocha, which is down in the Algarve, in the southern, in the real southern part of Portugal. And that look lovely. That's in October in Portugal, folks. Thank you, Victoria. That was taken yesterday. And look away now.
Fantastic beaches are down in the Algarve. Marvelous place. Yeah.
And this steak looks like it could walk away at any minute. Look at that. That was a delicious steak.
I don't think I could eat that.
No, not for me. Not for me. No.
A bit too rare for you there. Oh, people keep sending pictures in, and I feel like I should show this one as well, because this is Andy via Austin, as we know him in the comments. And this is an example of a bike meetup, a run and a meal as well. This is another good one to show you for those people who are into bikes and will be heading towards Portugal. I don't know if you know this one, Mac. Let's get this onto the screen as well. Now, this is live, happening live. People sending me pictures and me posting them up straight to you live on the screen. What could possibly go wrong? So here's another one for you. And it's groaning under the weight of megabytes and gigabytes this morning. But look at that. There's the Passeio Motorizeiros, 3rd of October. Just happened, this one then. And that looks like a lot of fun there. All sorts going on.
Where was it?
Sant Antonio.
Oh, Sant Antonio. I don't know where that is.
These things seem to be going on all over Portugal, don't they?
They do, but this year and last year there was nothing. We couldn't do it. We weren't allowed to. But normally every weekend there'll be a place to go to.
Yeah,
and now we're starting again now. It's moving.
Back in business, and hopefully you'll be part of that scene with the 50cc race meeting. And I think it's a good idea that you have lunch with our Jerry. Thank you for joining us for this
Filomena Friday.
Filomena and Mac Friday. Thank you both. Great to meet you. Muito prazer. Bom fim de semana.
Bom fim de semana. Igualmente.
Até novembro. Até ao próximo mês. See you next month, second Friday, and then we'll speak about language.
We will after this very excellent diversion. Cheers, Mac. Great to meet you. Cheers, Filomena. Okay. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for your comments this morning. Ciao, ciao. Oh, there we go.